The ultimate thing that you can do for somebody is to just completely go over a cliff for them.
Somebody's going to be behind you to pick you up and to move you, and you're not going to be left alone. I think over a cliff is an understatement, because we're all out for every one of our teammates.
We say to each other, I would go over a cliff for you, so we're going to get through this together, no matter what it is, no matter how challenging it is.
If the seniors can continue to get the junior class, the sophomore class, and most importantly the freshman class to buy in to that concept that they're going to go over a cliff for everyone and anyone, we should be unstoppable. The objective this year for our preseason practice was to challenge them not only physically, but more so mentally.
Mentally is the challenging part. You know, it's what Coach Mandy has been preaching, that we need to be tougher and more mentally prepared for the season.
It's definitely been difficult for all of us, you know, not only mentally, but physically on our bodies. I think this is probably one of the hardest times that I've had at Samford, you know, just on how my body feels and how tired that you get.
I think it shows, you know, like what everybody wants out of the season. Like, a couple of us have struggled, but it's nothing that like we can't push through together.
We're where we need to be physically to be able to compete in every aspect of the game. We just have to get over that mental hump to be able to finish the game and finish the game strong.
It's going to get tough, and I want it to get tough, you know, just so I'm prepared on down the road when things get tough in a game.
When it comes to the 7th inning, that's what it all comes down to. Mentally in the game, you have to be prepared for whatever the ball throws your way.
Finishing is like one of our big statements this year, and that I want to be able to say that we finished. We completed everything. We did everything that we possibly could, you know, to be as successful as we can be.
Dogs on 3, 1, 2, 3, dogs!
You know, we want to be pushed as hard as we can because, you know, at the end of May, I can't even imagine thinking back, you know, what if I would have done this? What if I would have tried a little bit harder? And it just not being enough. So I think all the pushing that the coaches are doing, you know, even in the weight room, conditioning, and then softball-wise, I think it's great. And I think it's only going to make our program better throughout the spring.
Go. This is the most talented team I've ever coached. So if they're willing to go over a cliff in every situation with every at-bat and every pitch, then I think they're going to be pretty tough to beat. So our senior class is very talented. It's a unique situation where they were able to get a lot of at-bats and a lot of experience as freshmen and sophomores.
My freshman year was sort of a rough year for our program. You know, we had a lot of injuries. We kind of struggled throughout the year, so winning 14 games wasn't really, you know, that didn't really go by fast.
Most programs that have been successful over an amount of time, the younger ones get to grow and they get to learn, and they don't have to learn with their mistakes in front of everyone on the field. Well, this senior class was told when they came in, you need to be ready to play and you need to be ready to go.
Hearing from my teammates about how challenging it was kind of played a major role in the team's mentality going into the season. We knew we didn't want to have the same outcome.
I don't want somebody to think back at us and say like, oh, you know, that they're good, but you know they didn't try. I want them to like think at us like they compete, like no matter what. They're never an easy team to beat.
Go. The most talent we've ever had. I will say that in confidence. This is the most talented team I've ever coached. So if this is the most talented team we had and we aren't successful, then that's going to fall directly upon my shoulders.
Okay, everybody up right here. Everybody up on the hustle. On the hustle.
I think we can be great. I think it's really, you know, the sky's the limit for us. We've said each year that we wanted to win a SoCon championship.
We've had the 30-plus wins. The ultimate goal would be to make regionals and to win that conference title.
I've played with a lot of good people over the past couple years, and like this is definitely the most talent that I've ever played with. We push each other every day to be the best, no matter what. Like we're going to do everything we can to be successful this season.
Go to work, Maggie. Go to work, baby.
I think that we can play with anybody as long as we believe that we can, and if we do that week in and week out, then I think we're going to be pretty successful.
Throughout Jan term, we've really had that sense of camaraderie with each other, and that aspect of how bad we really do want to do well this season. We are definitely ready, and we know what we want to do.
It's sad, you think about all that you've been through and all that you've done and all that you want to do, and you realize that you have 6 months left to finish a goal of winning a SoCon championship that you wanted 3 years ago.
This year's senior class is very special to me, and they're very special to the program because they failed and they've succeeded, and we want to send them out on top. Come to mind immediately when we're talking Samford softball, I want them to say contenders.
I would just want people to remember, how we played or how Samford softball played whenever I was there, that they just compete and they have heart. We don't give up. We don't want to give up.
When somebody hears Samford softball, I want them to think that we're competitors and that we won't stop at anything.
I want to be able to say that we gave it our all, like 100%. Like we never went short any day during practice or a game, or we never didn't finish.
I think that I have the opportunity to have an incredible story of how a program has just completely been turned around by the coaches.
There's a whole type of sense of a legacy here in that what she's trying to build. So I want what's best for this team this year, next year, and 20 years from now.
I think the more you get to know our team and the more you get to know our program, it's about the type of people that we have.
We're a family, we work together, and no matter what, we're going to pick each other up. Even if they do fail, they know that their teammates are going to be behind them to pick them up.
Just because people have graduated in the past doesn't mean that they haven't played an important role in making this program what it is today. And luckily, I've been able to be a part of that. When I'm gone or when I graduate, I'm going to be able to look back and say, I won 14 games my freshman year and my senior year. We did this, or we went here.
They're great people, they're great players, they're great athletes. We're a great team, but we're going to be contenders year in and year out.
I'm Megan Dowdy, Samford softball.
Go to work, Megan. Go to work, baby. Yeah, man.
She broke every record in program's history just about on the offensive side of the category her sophomore year, and then she re-broke her records her junior year. So we're really hoping that she continues the path she started to finish on top.
Abby Miranda, Samford softball.
I think she's got a chip on her shoulder because somebody somewhere said she wasn't good enough, and I think that she wants to prove everyone wrong, probably including me, which is a good thing because she shows that she tries to outshine me every day and prove me wrong every day. And she's been pretty successful with it, and this is her junior year, so I expect her to do big things as well.
Shelby Mays.
Last year is the first time, I believe, in program history that we've ever had the SoCon Freshman of the Year in Shelby Mays, and we're expecting her to do big things again coming into it. I'm Mandy Burford, head softball coach at Samford University. There's a lot there that kind of shine in the middle and that are kind of the unspoken heroes that work day in and day out, that don't get the recognition they deserve, but without them we wouldn't be as successful as what they are. If the seniors can continue to get the junior class, the sophomore class, and most importantly the freshman class to buy in to that concept that they're going to go over a cliff for everyone and anyone, then we should be unstoppable.